Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. Now I've got my glasses on, trying to take you because I want you to take me more seriously. But even as I say that, it makes me laugh. So anyhow, let's get down to the point, the business. I want to talk about Makerfield by-election that's coming up soon, and more seriously though, and more importantly, I feel this by-election is significant. I think a lot of people do. Now, I think that, obviously, if Andy Burnham wins this by-election, I think he'll be contesting the leadership of Keir Starmer. The alternatives to the leadership, I think probably Angela Rayner or perhaps Wes Streeting. They might get in. Wes Streeting, well, he's a real Blairite, and I don't trust him at all. I don't think he's right. I don't think he'll make any impact. I don't think he'll win over votes. I don't think people will see him as different from Starmer, or even if he'll do things differently from Starmer. Angela Rayner, she's a bit of a Starmer loyalist, and she'll do everything more or less to what Starmer's doing. And she was involved in that dispute in Birmingham, and backing up the cuts to the Birmingham bin men's 25% pay cut. She was backing up and encouraging that and supporting that. So yeah, it just shows you where she stands. And as for Andy Burnham, well, he's a Blairite. He's been in government. He's been in Blair's cabinet. What he's doing in Manchester is good. I think he's improving things there. I think he can see the need for investment. I think he's done a lot for public transport and improving the community there. Also, I think about Andy Burnham, he did complain about neoliberalism, about the transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich, and saying this is wrong and this is what needs changing, which I wholeheartedly agree with. But getting down more to the point of this video, I think this by-election is crucial, because if Andy Burnham doesn't win this, he can't stand for can't contest the leadership. He can't stand in the leadership contest, and Starmer will probably remain as the leader. Now, I can't see in 3 years' time Labour winning. Now, I'm not a great fan of that Labour the way they are, but the point is, I can't see Labour winning with Starmer in leadership, I can't see Labour winning the next election if Starmer is the leader of the Labour Party. I don't think he's strong enough. He's made too many mistakes. I don't support him. He's not going to win the support of any Reform or Restore supporters, voters, and he's deeply unpopular. As I said, the alternatives, Angela Rayner, Wes Streeting, and others, which I can't quite recall now, they will carry on the same thread, on the same direction. Now, I want to see radical change, as a lot of these Restore and Reform supporters do, But I don't want to see the change they want. I think, austerity needs to be ended, not continued as Labour are doing right now. Not propping up privatisation as they are doing now, as they're not doing cutting of public services as Labour are doing right now, even in my own hometown, but actually making a radical change. The distribution of wealth, it's about time it went the other way. 45 years of neoliberalism, transferring of wealth from the poor to the rich. We need more investment. We need to produce more. But we need to have companies based in England that can export. But we don't have that because we sold them all off. That's what we need to do, but that's another thing. But I think if Andy Burnham's in charge, I think he'll be more favourable. And I think he will offer some sort of change. And he's a different personality to Starmer as well. And he might be able to identify and sort of reflect people's views. But if not, we're heading for a reform government. I don't know about restore, but we're heading that way. We're heading for the most right-wing government we've ever had, more right-wing than the Tories. And this is why this is crucial, because if he doesn't win, he can't contest the leadership. If he can't be in the leadership, we're stuck with Starmer, more or less. And Starmer is going to lose that election. I can't see him changing things round. I can't see him suddenly becoming popular. And, I think this is it, reform has to be stopped. Well, they'll start charging us for our health. Insurance-based healthcare. They want to take away our rights. Rights at work. Equal rights for women. They want to take away them. The right to have equal pay. The right to not be harassed at work. They want to massively slash the welfare, the benefits. This is reform. We're running out of time. The Greens haven't made the impact that I'd hope they have. I would have hoped they would have done by now. They're not getting through to people because I don't think they're getting to the point. They're missing something. They don't identify so much with working class people. They haven't got that naturally working class base or background or history, and they're not quite connecting with people. Forget the Tories, forget them. But if this doesn't happen, we're just going to carry on. We're just going to slide down. And I don't even like Labour or what they're doing. I don't like Starmer. But what I like less is a restore or reform government getting into power. And this is vital that we stop them. There's somebody can advocate some sort of change, some sort of improvement in that Labour Party. The Labour Party has great traditions, and the Labour movement has great traditions and a great history. And it's given me and so many people our rights, our freedoms, and supported our health and our education and our general welfare. And they often say that if they lose this election, the Labour Party is dead. Well, I don't want the Labour Party to be dead. I don't want the old Labour Party to be dead. Because if this new Labour Party is dead, then we're all in trouble.